I'm so high, so high. They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown. But I'm too curious for that. Might be a little crazy, I don't mind. I like the way it feels. No need to set off the alarm. No, so I won't stick with it, running in a wheel, no. So I'll be taking off, for I'm dead and gone. Oh, I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. You see, my home is where my heart is, so I reach for higher ground. I'm living out of a suitcase. I'm getting close, now I can taste it. Flavors bitter, still so sweet. I see.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona. Coming to you live from southern Arizona inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument, where it's going to be a beautiful sunny day. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm enjoying my cup of coffee with the CR View cup, one of my channel members. So thank you very much. Hope everybody's Monday is going well so far. Let's see who we have here this morning. Ringo and Czar is here. Good morning. Good morning. And of course, we have Lucas that just popped in to say hello. Hi, Lucas. As soon as the live starts, he comes in and gives me a little nudge. He wants to say hi. You doing good? Huh? You doing good? Yeah. Yeah. He's a licker. He's always licking. Whether you want it or not, he's going to give you kisses. All right, who else we have? Fangirl Cheryl's here. I understand she has left the Arctic Circle, at least temporarily, and went, I'm not sure where in Canada she moved to for a vacation to see her family. I don't know the provinces that good, so maybe Cheryl, you can let us know where you're at. But she's got a big old smile. She's passing around. She's warm and happy. All right, I pinned to the top of the post, and I see Earl and Terry are in the chat. So remember, they're coming up live at 2 p.m. this afternoon. So we will be over there to watch their live stream. Ah, you're in Western Canada. Okay. Almost missed it because it's an hour earlier. I know those time changes. They really mess you up. Misha's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good to have you. We got Captain Jack Scrapper in the house, channel member. Good morning. Good morning. Belleville, Ohio, working and lurking. Awesome. Making that big money. He's got a online job that he can perform from the road. So that's good. Good to hear. And hope that's working out well for you, Jack. Stella's here. Good morning. Good morning. Sunny Southern California. Speaking of sunny Southern California, let's see what the weather's going to be here today. Hey Siri, what's the weather here today?
Should be sunny today.
88 for a high today.
I can't get past weather information.
Okay. Anyway, it's 88, which is pretty good for us. I think we're going to be warming up quite a bit next week. Let me see what our temperatures look like. 10-day forecast. Looks like tomorrow we're going to be 94. We hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit Wednesday. And it's 3 days we're going to have over 100-degree temperatures. So batten the hatches down, watch some YouTube, check out the air conditioning. Although I'm using the swamp cooler on solar right now, and that works pretty good. Saturday and Sunday were high 90s. So it looks like things are warming up. So much for the 80-degree high days. Let's see who else we have here. Look at that. We got Roy and Becky in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody's saying hello. There's Traveling on Adventures. And CR View. Driving and listening. And drinking coffee in one of your cups. I think CR View just dropped a video. I haven't seen it yet. I've been shopping for cars, believe it or not. Belleville, Ohio. Where the heck is Belleville, Ohio? Small town, right? Let's see. Belleville, Ville. Oh, there's a Belleville, Illinois. Let's see here. Of course, I'm not spelling it right. Belleville, Ville, Ohio, OH. There it is. Okay, I see it. Yep, it's in Ohio. Looks like there's a state park close by. South of Lexington. Cool. Captain Jack is making tracks. Only able to drop in. Yeah, I know the errands thing, right? You got to run those errands. Yeah, it was Lucas, all right. Okay, Alberta. So Fangirl Cheryl is in Edmonton, Alberta. So let me see. Alberta. Alberta. There it is. Okay, so you're right next to British Columbia, not on the coast, but the next province over. That's pretty good. Just north of Montana. Cool. Well, hope you're having fun there, Cheryl. It's good to have you here. Winter is finally over in the desert, right? Yeah. I think the ice is finally melted out in the Santa Cruz River. There's Patrick. Good morning. Good morning. Good meowing. Good to have you. Scrolling. Oh, you're south of Linda Barker's. You going to stop by and say hello? Yep. Up in the Grand Canyon area. Cool. Okay, what else is going on this week? We have a grandson, 18-year-old grandson, almost 18, who's graduating from high school. And I know Traveling on Adventures knows what that means. They're retired teachers, in case you didn't know it. Anyway, it was pretty cool. So Marana's a fairly small town. There are primarily, I don't know how many elementary and middle schools, not that many, but a lot of those students are funneled into the high school, Marana High School. And what they did last week was they had the kids that went through school, elementary and middle school, the kids that are graduating Marana, they had them do a walk. So they walked through the elementary school where our daughter Sheena works, and it was pretty cool to watch them. I think there were 31 kids that did the walk, as they call it, through the Marana Elementary School there, Estes Elementary, and it was pretty cool to see that. And it's fun to watch your grandchild graduate from high school. Sometimes you wonder if they're doing enough studying to make it, but Dylan did, and he's going to graduate. So we're happy about that. Lots of fun and family. That's great. That's great. Mo Bang for Your Bucks is here. Good morning, Tim. Good to have you. Let's see. You're in Southern California, I think. There's Bernay. Good morning. Good morning. Ivan K is here. Got that coffee going. I'll have some. Thank you very much. And Diana says she's not traveling. We're not traveling right now either. So we have a friend. Okay, Captain Jack says, I stayed in Linda's driveway yesterday. Oh, nice. Okay, sounds fun. Sounds fun. Wow. Couple jumped off a cliff together 380 feet, but their cat survived, right? Cats, it's amazing what they can survive. I've seen cats fall out of trees. Some of our cats have done some amazing things, and they have no problem. Must be the springs in their feet. I don't know. Oh, okay. You guys had that too. High school graduates go to their elementary school for the walk. That's cool. I didn't realize that that was a thing. That's good to know. And there's some video on the Facebook pages and things of the kids walking through, and they've got their cap and their gown on, and they're all strutting their stuff. We're big seniors, and we're getting ready to go out and conquer the world, and it's fun to watch. They were at the Grand Canyon. Wow, 380 feet, and the cats survived. My gosh. Now that you bring that up, people jumping off the canyon, and I assume they passed away. we had a situation out here in the monument. So anyone who knows who doesn't know, we live in the Ironwood Forest National Monument. It's 129,000 acres. Well, someone got lost. So this couple was in Tucson. They were out enjoying the nightlife in Tucson. How they ended up out here, we don't know, but they ended up out here in the monument. We think they came in an Avra Valley Road. There's a mine out here, Silver Bell Mine. They drove into the mine property. They were approached by security who asked them what they were doing. Don't know anything about that conversation, but then they left and they headed north and came around Ragged Top and started heading south, and they crashed. They crashed their car. The 20-something-year-old young man was driving mom's car, and he had his friend, Melissa, who was 22. So they crashed the car, and they get out. They're both okay, I guess. They decide to go their separate ways. So they separated. She went one direction, he went the other. Now, would you guys do that if you had an accident? Would you separate from the person that you're with? That was a fatal mistake, I think. So, what happened? The guy, and I don't know his name, got picked up by an ATV rider, taken out to the highway. I don't think he said anything that he had a young lady with him, 22 years old. He didn't say anything about that. The next day, Pima County Sheriff responded to a call of a wrecked vehicle out here in the monument, right up that road there. They found the car. Nobody was around. They looked around the area. They didn't find anybody who was seriously hurt. I assume they had the car towed because it's not there anymore. Meanwhile, this 22-year-old young lady is walking in the monument, and I think she was lost. Well, Pima County Sheriff put together a search party. They had all kinds of resources out here. They brought their helicopter out here. They were searching for us because it was in the 90s, in the upper 90s, and it was pretty hot. They didn't find her on day one. 6 p.m., they shut down their search and rescue operation because it was dark. They came back the next morning at 6 a.m. They found her at 9 a.m., and she had passed away. She didn't make it. Now, they said there were no outward signs of trauma to her that they could see, but of course, they're taking her in and doing the investigation. But anyway, I don't think she had water. So if you're ever out in the monument in any desert areas, make sure that you have, well, you can see right through that. Make sure that you have water in your vehicle. I don't think they had water. So I think that's probably what happened to her is she wasn't able to make it because she didn't have water. Can you imagine what her parents feel like? 22 years old, they were freaked out because their daughter is missing. And then turns out that she didn't make it. So it makes you think what kind of decisions were made. You know, getting lost inside the monument is easy to do out here. There are trails that go all over the place. One thing I'm talking to my granddaughters about, because that makes me think, if you're riding down the road with one of your friends and something happens and you leave the vehicle, let's say you get dropped off somewhere, do you know how to get back home? And so we're working on our granddaughters who are teenagers and reminding them, you're not going to know where you're at if you got your nose on your phone everywhere you drive or you ride. And if you have to get out of the vehicle and you're going to get out and look around and figure out, okay, how do I get out of here? And that applies to anybody really, but especially teenagers that are stuck on their phone, and our girls do that. So we're working on them, reminding them. In fact, when we're driving around, we'll ask them, okay, what intersection are we at? Which way is home? And so anyway, very sad state of affairs. We know the family is really hurting, and we're thinking about them. So anyway, that's my soapbox speech for today. I saw a post of that weather balloon. Hope it didn't come from China. Yeah, it is amazing. We went during COVID and everything was shut down. 2019, I think it was. And everything was shut down. We could walk around out the Grand Canyon and look at, the overlooks and things like that, but we'll have to go back. Scrolling. Yeah, that cat, one of the 9 lives, right? I am finally free from building vans, huh? All right. All right. More bang for your bucks. They do. I think they do. When we were kids, we would take our cat and we would hold it on its back and then let it go. Of course, that's mean, right? But you're only 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and we would let our cat go and it would automatically flip over and land on its feet. Going to Vietnam in 2 days. Awesome, Tim. Ooh, I'll bet it's changed a lot since you were there before. May have been in a carrier. Okay. That's why it survived. That's right, Patrick. Stay together. Cannot figure out why they separated unless maybe she was ticked off because he crashed the car. They ran into an ironwood tree. And don't know. I would assume the car's totaled. That was his mom's car, I understand. Anyway, the was happy to hear and see, and we had these choppers flying over the house. We had these people going right by our gate on the way out there, and Oki and I jumped in the Jeep and we found the crash site, and so we started looking too. So, because we know all the trails out here, and my first idea was, okay, this is the intersection they're at. It's West Silver Bell Road and Gas Line. So we went down Gas Line heading north. I stopped north and south, and I stopped and put the drone up and recorded video and watched on each side of the trails, and I didn't see anything. And so we were out for a couple hours on the first day, came back home, and then we're getting ready to go out the next day when we heard that she had been found. And that was 9 o'clock in the morning. Always stay together. That's right. So I just don't understand. She had to have been ticked off and said, I'm out of here. I'm going back home. But she didn't know where she was at. She did not know where she was at. She Devil Adventures. Good morning, Tommy. Welcome, welcome. That's right. Everybody agrees you should stay together, right? You do not abandon a 22-year-old young woman out in the desert by herself at night. I don't know what time it was. It was late at night, maybe early in the morning. Crazy, crazy. Just don't understand. And that reminds me that, the decisions that we make, you're out wandering around at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. What happens at 2 or 3 in the morning? Well, maybe a nice drive, but maybe not. Maybe something bad happens. Should have hired Lucas to find her, right? Yeah, we did have Lucas with us. And I understand they had dogs out here, they had drones out here, they had chopper out here, and they were working on this side of Ragatop, flying back and forth. They had vehicles out here, search and rescue. Everybody was looking for it because everybody knows that you don't last long in the hot desert when you're lost. Exactly, Tim. What kind of guy leaves a female companion behind in the wilderness? I don't know. And I have not heard his name. I haven't heard him mentioned anywhere in the post. Crazy. It is tragic. And Brene knows it's not in the heat. Yep. No Uber out here. No Uber out here. And we were just hoping that we could find her, but again, I don't think she had any water. So whenever and you guys that have rode with me in my Cherokee, I've got water tucked everywhere. Quite often I'll run into somebody out here, Oki and I, when we're out driving around, that might be walking or hiking, and they have nothing. They have no water. So we'll just pull up, hand them a bottle of water, and go on our way. We've done that many times, but it's also emergency water in case you break down. Anytime we leave the house, we take a small, one of those 6-pack coolers, not with beer, but we fill it up with water and Gatorade. And every time we leave the house, we pack that. It's habit for us, even in the wintertime. We pack that. We have it in the car. We're going to town. We have it. We're going out to drive around the monument. We have it. Just in case you break down, it doesn't take very long before you're in big trouble if you don't have water. That's right, Cheryl. Don't leave a guy or a pet behind. There's John. Good morning. Good morning. Just watch one of John's videos. He went up to Sarah Jane's Wonder Hussies meetup up there, and she was doing she was raising money to help out, and I've lost the name of the place, but she was raising money to help out a woman who owns a little tavern up there north of us. And so he was over there. He's one of Wonder Hussie's mods on her channel. So welcome, John. And he's a traveling fool. He's all over the place. He's been all over the place, including here in the monument. But anyway, John, I don't know if you caught it, but we lost someone out here in the monument, a 22-year-old young woman. Got into a car crash. She separated from the guy she was with that drove, and then she was found basically a day and a half later, passed away out here in the monument. I think it was for lack of water because it was very hot. She went through a whole day with no water and probably 2 nights. Oh, that could be, huh? Tim, go over there. I think that's going to be a cool trip. Tim's getting ready to go to Vietnam. He hadn't been back in a while. I'm on vacation. He's not building any vans. Okay, you guys. Traveling on Adventures, just a reminder, they'll be live this afternoon at 2 p.m. We'll see you guys then. Yeah, just it's bad, bad to see. And we get people from the city. I call them city folks. We consider ourselves country folks because where we live. Some things you just have to prepare. Buddy system, right? Misha says, yeah. I say the same thing. Nothing good happens after midnight. And we raised our kids, and they, went out and partied and had a good time, and we reminded them, I call them scumbags. All the scumbags are out cruising around. In fact, I hear them out here in the monument at night, and sometimes you see somebody is wrecked or broke down. They do drifting around curves because it's dirt roads out here. And 4 o'clock this morning, I heard somebody screaming by our place. Of course, school is almost out, and they're out running around. There was some evidence of that, Patrick. There was some evidence of that. Very likely. Adventures of Traveling Mike. Here he is. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good to have you, Mike. Hope you're doing well. Yep. Roy and Becky's up there in Quartzsite. And yep, whenever you got to have at least, a couple bottles of water tucked away. Nighttime is for the cat and lost souls wandering around, right? The living should stay inside until the sun comes up. I agree, Tim. Yeah, very sad. Very sad. We're sad for her family. And okay, you're still up there. Yeah, I think I saw Tim's video. CR View was doing a video, and I saw your rig off in the distance there. Very cool. All right, what else is going on? 33 minutes. Let me run my thank you ad for my members, and as soon as I find it, I used to put it down at the bottom and then I moved it. There it is. Channel members, thank you very much. I'll be right back.
To all my members out there, you lift me up so high. The support you give me makes me touch the sky. In every lonely moment, when shadows start to fall, your love shines like a beacon. I hear your heartfelt call. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. In the desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand, you're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand. You're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles.
Thank you, channel members, and thank you everybody for being here today. Appreciate you all very much. Yeah, well said, Cheryl. Alcohol can turn to bad in no time. I pretty much have stopped drinking completely. It doesn't do anything for me anymore, and I just feel like crap. So once in a while, I'll have a couple of beers, but I don't do any alcohol to speak of. That's right. Fairy Dust says, pick up a Slurpee now and then when you can. Grab some ice. Yep. And you see folks around here will always have, a soda or a drink everywhere they go, especially in the summertime, because you just never know. Yeah. Hardcore quartzite nomads, right? And they just recently moved out of La Posa into their summer spot. So I stay away from deserts in the summertime. Yeah, that's good. That's good when you're in the city, right? You're in LA area, so you stay in the city and don't go out wandering. Snakes, That's right. And that's something we have to watch for here. Before we step out the door now, we're scanning, especially at night. You open the door, you look down before you step out, because you don't want to find any of these guys, any live ones. This is Rocky the rattlesnake. Got a nice rattle there. We don't want those guys around. And I have found if I control the little tiny critters that run around, the mice and the pack rats, if I can control those, then we don't get snakes so far, knock on wood. Graduating and then graduating high school, then on to college at UConn. Very cool. I know, right? And, we tell our grandkids, take care of yourself, be careful. I try to remember back when I was a teenager, early 20s, and we didn't listen either. So I don't know. It's devastating for the family. The mother and father of Melissa was her name, and trying to convince Mike, well, I think he's already a desert rat if he's still out there. Yeah, Patrick likes Slurpees, huh? Still haven't personally seen snakes yet. Well, the first one you see, it'll probably surprise you. Yeah, scary looking snake, right? That's my pet snake. The only pet snake, you'll ever see around here. I don't understand people who have pet snakes. Nah. Copper Cup. Copper comes from Arizona. There you go. Decorated for a grad going to UConn. Awesome. Okay, let's see. This is Monday. Ava was not live this morning, so I'm all discombobulated. I think they're working on getting her mom back home. Ava's mom had a surgery and was staying with them while she recovered. And I think they're working on getting her back home again. So it sounds like she's doing much better. Hey, today is the 2-year anniversary for our new roof on this house. Happy about that. Hopefully it lasts for another 40. I think it will. Rocky would make a good coffee mug. I'll bet. Yeah, I have to think about that. Rocky the Rattlesnake. Coffee mug. Interesting. Let's see what else we have going on today. Who we have in the chat here? We got Roy and Becky in the chat. Let me show you. Let's see what they're doing on their channel. So I'm going to share this. Oh, your roof is about one. Oh, insurance page for. Yeah, see, ours just wore out. So we had to have a new roof done, and I was not going to do asphalt shingles anymore because when the storms come in and we get the 60, 70 mile per hour winds, they were flipping the shingles right off. We'd walk around the yard and find shingles all over the yard. So I did a metal roof, very expensive. It's a one-time deal. We'll not have to worry about it ever again. Thanks, Brene. Share screen. Here's Roy and Becky's channel right here. Let's check them out. So they do a Friday kickoff for the Raid Parade. And then 2 days ago, they were out and about hiking.
Real bad. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes.
Howdy, folks. Out here hiking around, Tim, north of town. Got some videos coming out. Some golf courses, gun range. Going to be coming out after this one. Hope the camera does this justice, but I'm not sure if that ain't silver. Why would it be laying on the ground just like that, though? Look at this. This is a beautiful rock. Got some quartz in it. Of course, the dirt. Beautiful. It ain't silver. It just looks like it, but it ain't. When the sun hits it, it looks silver. That's pretty cool. Anyway, give you a quick update. It's kind of looking like Becky's going to be in Indiana till August. She got other appointments to take care of. They keep throwing more appointments at her. Like when she thinks she's done, oh no, here's another one. But they got her scheduled all the way out to like July. Nothing serious, nothing major or nothing. It's just routine medical stuff. Changing her diabetic meds. I guess she's going to have to go on injections because the insurance company changed up her dosage of something. So now, I don't know how insurance companies can practice medicine. I thought it was against the law for somebody to practice medicine without a license. But they changed her dosage. But by them doing that, she now has to do an injection. So they got to pay even more money now. Duh. The other medicine was working. Who knows?
Yep. So Becky is still back home in Indiana, getting the medical stuff taken care of. It's something that is important. And yeah, it's amazing that the insurance companies really have control over stuff like that, what meds you take and what they'll pay for. Oh, I'll bet you do, yeah. AC maintenance is what we're doing today, Roy says. Yeah, it's going to start getting hot. Oh, that's cool. Cheryl's going to see her 1-year-old grandson bowl today. Oh, he's probably going to use one of those ramps, right? You put the ball up there and roll it down the ramp. I know that music. I haven't bowled in a long time. There's Roy and Becky's link right there. Oh, Tim says, with a couple of beers, I can roll 200. There you go. Yeah, no gold in that, huh? So that was quartz, right? That you picked up. And guys, it's laying all over the ground up there in quartzite. I wonder why they named it quartzite, because it's laying all over. And I have heard, you can find gold and silver around quartz veins, right? Oh, that's nice. Donna's Road Trips is here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope your Monday's going well. Donna, where are you at, or where are you from? First time I think I've seen you in my life. So welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, having the shot, I guess. Oh, he launches it between his legs. That's pretty good. Pretty good. You got to wing it pretty hard to make it all the way down there. Lily T is here. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Silver and gold, right? Oh, that's right, Misha. That was a song. What was that? That was a Christmas song, wasn't it? Merle. I've forgotten his name. You're out looking for a job. All right. I have a grandson that's out looking for a job. I hope he finds one. Well, thanks for stopping in, Lily. Good luck. Good luck. And that brings up a good point. So when I used to interview people that were applying for jobs in our electric co-op, I would ask them, so what brings you here to Trico Electric? And so their answers were very interesting. Some of them were, I just need a job. I'm just looking for anything. Others were like, you know what? I've had Trico Electric on my house. I grew up out here. Trico Electric is outstanding, one of the best electric companies in the whole wide world. And so I want to work for an outstanding company like you guys have. Those are the people that I hired, the ones that came in with that positive attitude, and people that were interested in working at our co-op because they thought it was a good place to work, not just because I need a job, so I figured I'd check with you guys and see if you had anything. You've got to come up with research the company. And what I did when I interviewed was I researched Trico Electric, the history of the company, when it was created, and basically what are the services that they provide. Well, it's electricity, right? And you want the electricity to stay on. So just another soapbox thought of mine. You're from, okay, traveling around BC. Very cool, very cool. Oh, I'll bet it's getting nice up there in BC now. Burl Ives, that's it. That's it, Misha. Yeah. Silver and Gold. Remember that song? That's crazy. It's crazy. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Yeah, you got it, Donna. Burl Ives. Yeah. Very cool. So, well, hopefully Lily gets a position that she's looking for. And I hope my grandson finds a job, whether it's flipping hamburgers or whatever he decides to do. He thinks he wants to be a welder. He really enjoys welding. He's taken welding classes in high school, And in fact, we have a piece on the front porch that he welded together as one of his projects. And that reminds me, I still have my projects that I made in high school. I have remember those oil cans? They used to have metal oil cans. In shop class, they had us make a can watering, for plants, and I still have it out here. More money, she said, more money. I'm gonna go grab that. I'm gonna go grab that can and show you guys. And I'm going to show you a video while I'm doing that. Be right back.
Bernadette has them all.
We all got together.
Of course Bernadette does.
Safe travels, Mark and JJ.
All right, that was the Ironwood meetup. But here's the oil can that I made. Geez, back in the 70s. So this is 2025, so it's over 50 years old. 25, 30, 40 years old. And we learned to solder. This is a metal can. Remember, they used to make oil cans out of metal. And we had a shop class which was metalworking. And they taught us how to solder and how to form. And they even had a decal on it, which is very faded, was flowers. They gave us decals to put on. Pretty cool, huh? And I still have that thing. I have a few, but shop classes are great for guys and gals if they're interested. In fact, I can see some of the writing on here too, underneath the paint. The paint's starting to fade. But anyway, that's my one of my shop projects. Early high school, I think it was sophomore year, is when they ran us through all the shop classes. Yeah. Loved metal class. So Brene had that too. And I think a lot of schools had that. They don't have nearly the shop classes they used to. Talking to my grandson, they do have automotive and they have welding and one or two others, but they don't have what they did for us in high school every semester. So we had 4 semesters in the year. Each semester you move to a different shop class. And it was pretty cool. I still use some of those skills. Yeah, I still have it. I also have a dustpan that we made in shop class. We did what's turning metal, machine shop. We had a machine shop, and I made a hammer, which I have tucked away in my toolbox. And then wood shop, I made jewelry boxes with felt in them. I made one for Mom, and I made one for my grandma. And when Grandma passed away, guess what? I got it back, and I've got it tucked away. And she filled it with letters. You know, we would write letters back in those days. You remember that, when we used to write letters? Now we text or email. She still has some letters in there and some different things that she collected. And nice to have that back. Wood class, right? And I still do woodworking. You know, that kind of sparked my interest in woodworking. I'm not very good, but I can put things together. I've made a lot of our furniture just out of pine, simple pine, sand it down, and either stain it or clear coat it. And it's wooden furniture. It's not like the presswood stuff that you buy in the stores now. And I've got stuff around the house that I made back when Oki and I were first married. She's got a like a desk thing that I made out of plywood, and that was her sewing desk when we first got married, and she's still got that thing. And I tell her, "We ought to take that out and burn it, and I'll build you a nicer one." She says, "No, you're not gonna touch that thing. It's mine." That's right. They don't teach shop anymore. They don't do much back here either. And I wonder if it's because is it, somebody cut their finger off and get sued? Maybe. I don't know. Makes you wonder. There's, some risk in shop classes, right? Especially when you've got, rotating machinery and things like that. Maybe that's why they don't do it. I don't know. Hope chest, yes. You still have it, right? And that's wood, right, Misha? I made my youngest daughter, who lives, about 15 minutes away from us, a hope chest when she was in high school. And when she had her kids, her 3 kids, of course, they scribbled on it and crayoned all over it, and but she still got it. Makes you wonder, huh? Self-sustainable. Yeah. Yeah, you go look at furniture in the stores, about the only furniture we'll buy is like a couch or a recliner, something like that. If we need a table or something or a desk, I've got a pine desk right here, that I made, and then, of course, Oki has her desk over there that she does crafts on. Um, I just enjoy doing that stuff, and it lasts forever. What I started doing is dating everything. So on the bottom of it, I will scribble a date and then put my initials, down there. So whoever gets it after me will know that Grandpa built this and what year. Yeah, just stained wood, right? Lily's still here. Haven't seen you on for a while. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see Mike. It doubled as a toy box. Yep. It has stickers on it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I actually put some stickers on that our daughter Sheena liked, and I clear coated over top of them, as I recall. And they were, little girl stickers. Naj is here. Howdy, howdy. Another channel member in the house. Welcome, welcome. Modern technology. Yeah. And our grandkids are walking around with Chromebooks. So there's no spiral ring notebooks, like we walked around with when we were in high school. You remember you had those with 5 subjects in them, and you had, one tab for each subject, and you did your writing and your homework with it. They walk around with Chromebooks now. So they're beginning to lose the ability to put sentences together. And so when they're tested on writing skills in English, they do it all on Chromebook. So there's not much cursive writing going on. I don't know. Call me a fuddy-duddy. I kind of like the old ways. Yeah, Mike used to do live streams late at night. I watched a lot of those. A desk, chair, stool. He was very handy. I made a stool also that I have tucked away. It turned out kind of funny looking, but something else I made in high school, and I still have it. Yeah, this is Rocky the rattlesnake, the desert king. I can handle rattlesnakes no problem. I have handled a lot of them. I kind of like these better. Rocky's a good boy. He doesn't cause any trouble. There's Patty A. Hello, hello. You made it. Awesome. Another channel member in the house. Hope you're doing well. Patty, it's rattlesnake season here. We haven't found any on our property. Okay, Jack. Have fun in Ohio and don't work too hard, buddy. Hope you got those new tires on your van. I know you were working on that. Peachy folders. Yeah. Yeah, they come in handy. I mean, I make my notes. I can go back and I can look at, let's see when I started this one. I am 3/4 of the way through it. You know, I sit down before my live streams and I put notes down like here's January 30th, 2023. I wrote all my channel members down and I come up with ideas to talk about. See, there's YouTube, start January 2023. So I can tell you everything I talked about on every live stream. Now I don't cover everything, but I have enough notes to where I can kind of fill in the dead air. And thanks to you guys, you know, for interacting in the chat. That helps a lot too. Ringo's saying hello to Ivan. Ivan, wake up and say hi to Ringo. That would be good. Okay, you're going to start your live stream later at night. That's what Ron Darrow used to do, and he would run his about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock our time, and that's typically when I'm going to bed. When I stayed up late, though, I always enjoyed watching him. And rest in peace, Ron Darrow. You have seen one, though, huh? Well, I have seen two out in the monument, but nothing on our property here. It's all the two that I saw were laying on the road getting warm. So this time of year, actually April, when they come out of hibernation, we'll oftentimes see them laying straight across the road. And I don't know why they do that, you know, straight across versus lengthwise, but it seems like it's always straight across, or at least that's what I notice them. And they're warming themselves. And the two that I found this year, I rolled right up within 5 feet of them, and they used to take off, but these two did not. So I got some video of them. All right, Lily T's not in the chat, but she's listening. Yes, Rocky is very well behaved. Carol Waters is here. Good morning, Carol. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we could always count on Ron for that. And he did a live stream just about every night for at least a couple years. You know, I'd look at my phone and say, well, it's 9 o'clock. Do I stay up and watch Ron Darrow Adventures, or do I go to bed? And sometimes I'd stay up and watch, and sometimes I'd go up and hang out with him. There he is. There he is. Ivan's still here. Yep. That's right. Ivan's wanting to know how Misha's doing. All right, we're well over our hour, so I'll wait a few more seconds. I'm going to run my outro video. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a good day. And you know, Van Girl Cheryl has a saying which I really love. She says if you're out walking around and you see somebody who doesn't have a smile, give them yours. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you next time.
Wake up to a brand new day. Smile at the sun's warm ray. Greet the world with open arms. Spread good vibes and charms. Kind words change the scene. Make life feel like a dream. Help someone who's in need. Plant a little kindness seed. Shine bright like a star. No matter where you are, kindness takes you far. Light up the world. Together we can make it. Love's the way to fake it. Leave a little joy behind. In every heart you'll find. No need for heavy words. Be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal. Make every moment real. Shine bright like a star. No matter where you are, kindness takes you far. Light up the world. No need for heavy words. Be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal. Make every moment